Hi foodies, how many of you remember boil and fry yam or pounded yam or pung up yam? Granny used to make this delicious recipe for us more on a Wednesday or a Saturday. The fish van will pass by. She will enjoy this with some curry fish, or if her friends, catch some lagoon fish, she will have that. And I used to love this so much. So here I have a piece of African yam. Try your best to get a nice piece of it. And here in my bowl I have salt, and that is a piece of lemon and water there. So what that does, there's always some slime in the yam, so that will take that little slime off and it wouldn't get discolored quickly. So I'm going to cut into the yam. Let me show to you what we're doing. I'm going to slice the yam like this. I'm going to give it a good peel. Take all the little black spots that you may have, little roots and whatever showing up there. So this is what you're going to do, and we're going to cut this yam in pieces, just like so. And we're going to boil it. So this will make boiling easier. There you go. And that is it. I'm just going to empty it into the water here, so you don't discolor, and it will take most of the slime off. So let me finish up. So let's put that yam up to boil now with just a little hint of salt, and put that lid on and let that boil until it's tender. So to fry my yam, after I boil and pound it up, here I'm just going to add 1 clove of garlic. And I have onions. Let's give that a nice little slice. I want to slice it this way. I want to do it the way Granny used to do it. This looks marvelous. And the pepper. I used to love how she used to cut these peppers. Let me show you what I'm looking at. It's just a childhood dream. I always want to bring back all that lovely childhood memories. The peppers used to be cut like this, and the onions would be long like this, all fried up in the pot to little burnt edges. And that is exactly what I want to bring back from this lovely grassroots recipe here from Jenny's Walk. Pounded yam or boil and fry yam with some lovely curry fish. So let me finish up. Okay, so let's take a look at our yam. You're just going to take your knife and you're going to pierce in. No tension. Very, very soft. This is marvelous. So let's strain it off now. So there you go, foodies. This is our yam. You just take your masher and just give it a little mash, just like so. Or if you have a fork, just take your fork and just mash your yam up. So now let's place back up that same pot on the fire. We're going to add that fish oil again that I fried the fish with, and in goes onion, pepper, and garlic. Let that fry to a beautiful crisp. Okay, foodies, you see how the ends of the onions already start turning dark color? That is exactly what I'm looking for. That is how Granny used to make it. How many of you remember loose salt butter? Granny used to send us in the grocery or the shop, Auntie Sharina's shop or Uncle Pat's shop in the village there, and bring $2 worth of salt butter. So I don't have the salt butter, but I have here Golden Ray cooking margarine, which will do the same job. So I'm going to lower the heat now, melt that salt butter in. There you go. That looks marvelous. This, my dear foodies, oh my gosh. You know they say when you cough, when you're frying or you're bougie, the pepper is just right. Let me know how many of you remember this recipe, this grassroots recipe Granny used to make, your mom used to make. Just leave me a little comment in the bottom there how you enjoy yours. You eating this with your fingers. Sometimes Granny used to just give me the gravy because she never wanted the fish bone to go down my throat. Depends what type of fish. Like the river fish had a lot of bone. Depends what kind of fish she buy from the fisherman. She would kind of pick the meat out sometime and make it sure no bone go into my throat. So that the butter will give it a nice little yellow color here. That's the salt butter. If you don't have it, it's fine. You just fry it up nicely just as it is. No herbs, no coriander, no bandania, no nothing. This was just all she did. And this was a dish you used to sit down on the step. One step is the table and the other step was your seat. And we will swing our foot and eat our lovely dish. So this is a yam, and this is all done. And I used to love to bite into those roasted onions. Had such a sweet taste there. Lovely dish here from Jenny's Walk. Leave me a comment how many of you remember this. Okay, foodies, so for our curry fish here, I have some jeera and some black mustard seed. I have my garlic, my ginger, a nice strung of curry leaves, my pepper, and my onions. And in here I have tomato and 2 okra I had plain around, so just cut it in 4. And here I have some tamarind concentrate, so I'm going to add a little bit of this tamarind, just like so, just a little touch. Or if you have the tamarind pod itself, you could just add some, or even mango. That's a great flavor here for your fish. So let's start currying that fish now. Okay, foodies, so in my big old ugly Betsy pot, I'm going to put that up to heat, and I'm going to use that same oil I fried my fish in there. So in goes our seeds, that cumin and that mustard seed. Now I'm going to drop those leaves in there, and here's our ginger, garlic, and onion with our hot peppers, and let that slowly come up to heat there. There's a lot of popping in there. The pot is calling me now, so just infuse everything so beautiful in here. Add my tomato and that tamarind sauce, all of that in there. Don't worry about it. We're going to mix some more water and we will get that going. Let this cook for a good 5 minutes. Wow, the kitchen smells so lovely. So here, my dear foodies, I have some green herbs. As you all know, our green seasoning, and here is some peppers. Gonna give that a good mix. In goes chili flakes and turmeric, and in goes some local curry powder that I got from Trinidad. Gonna give that a good mix there, just to wake it up. You don't want to burn anything up here. Kitchen smells lovely. And remember that little bit of tamarind sauce that's left there. Add some water, get that in there. And I want to add some fish base. There you go, some fish flavor. Goes a little bit of kosher sauce. There you go. And let this continue cooking for another 4 minutes. Let's take a look now. Now this smells lovely, and all you can clearly see, my dear foodies, is just the oil in the pot. So I want to add some garam masala and wake that up very nicely. Just like so. And that is perfect. So now let's add some water to this pot. I have some water boiling here. Not up to boil, but it's very hot. There you go. Let's add that in there. And I want to make this gravy cook really nicely. So let's just mix everything up and let this come up to a lovely boil. So let's take a look now, stir everything up really nicely. And now let's add our fish that I have recently fried. This is jackfish I'm using, also known as cavalli. Just put it in there. It's a very tough fish. You don't need to be fried, but I still give it a gentle fry. So give it a good mix and let it sit in there for another good 5 minutes. We're going to raise the heat up on high and let this fish cook now. Let's take a look now. So this looks fine. So I just want to add a little bit of coconut milk and let it steam down for 2 more minutes, and then this is all done. So just move that coconut milk around a little bit. Yes, it will change the color a little bit of your curry, and that is what makes it all more excited. And the flavor is going to add a little sweetness into your fish. Lovely curry fish with pounded yam or boil and fry yam here from Jenny's Wok. So let's do a plating now. Okay, foodies, it's that time I have been waiting for, and I just can't wait any longer. So in goes our boil and fry yam or pounded yam, and I want to get these peppers up on top. This is what brings back all that lovely memory, the way Granny used to make this dish. And that lovely onions, there you go, all caramelized, so beautiful. Let's put those peppers in there to make a beautiful presentation. Sometimes she will put a little bird pepper, whatever have you, but this had enough spice to it when she made it. This is awesome. Exactly. Leave me a comment, foodies. This dish is so divine. I absolutely love it. So now let's add some of that gravy in there. And the gravy now will help so you don't choke, you don't get choked eating your pounded yam. And here is that fish. We're going to put 2 slices. Let's put a tail. We all know everybody used to rush for the tail. There you go, 1 and 2. So this is your tail and this is your fish. Let's add a little more gravy on that. What more can you ask for? No kuchila, no anchar, no nothing. This is all it used to be. And this was a nice Saturday. Maybe river fish if her friends bring some for her. Or the fisher van will pass on a Wednesday and a Friday. And Saturdays too, sometimes we used to have it. Lovely dish here to enjoy from Jenny's Walk. Curry fish with pounded yam or boil and fry yam as we all know it. Leave me a comment how many of you remember this divine dish. Like and share this video with your friends and family. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Jenny's Walk, always bringing great memories and great flavors to the table. From my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking!